first color today is called Just Be Klaus, and this was from a holiday collection. This is actually the same holiday collection as Travel in Color. This is a red foil, and it is such a pretty red foil. This is like a perfect Christmas ribbon red color. I hate that I don't wear this very often because it is so pretty. Like it's like my list of red nail polishes that I know are gorgeous that I just like need to wear more. And yeah, it applies pretty smoothly in one coat. As you can see, I am going to need multiple coats of this, but it's a really beautiful color. So that's the first coat of Just Be Klaus. I'm going to go in now with the second coat of Just Be Klaus, and this gets fully opaque in 2 coats. The red does richen up a little bit and just gets also like a little bit brighter. It just becomes the most beautiful, again, sort of Christmas ribbon red color. So yeah, this is Just Be Klaus. So this polish I am going to keep for now. I am going to kind of reevaluate at the end of this entire series to see whether or not it's too similar to any other colors that I own, but I do love this color a lot, so this one I'm going to keep for now. This next color is called Ring in the Red. This was another holiday color. This is a red micro glitter, not like the other micro glitters that I have, but like less dense, but it has a little bit of a red like hex running through it, as well as a slightly red tinted base. I'm not entirely sure if the base has just become like dyed red from the glitter sitting in the bottle or if it was like clear to begin with, but yeah, it applies pretty sheer, so you could use it as a topper. I generally use this on its own, so I am going to layer this up so you guys can see what it looks like layered up. But it's a really pretty red holiday color. I'm going to go in with the second coat of Ring in the Red, and this doesn't get fully opaque in 2 coats. I don't quite remember how many coats this takes to get fully opaque. I'm just going to do 3 coats because generally that's what I did with this polish. It does build up pretty nicely though. You can see the glitter does layer upon itself pretty easily. The base isn't too thick, so you don't get too thick of like a gloopy mess on your nail when you layer it up. So yeah, this is the second coat of Ring in the Red. I'm going to go in now with the third coat of Ring in the Red, and again, this is just, I'm only going to do 3 coats of this polish because I generally only do 3 coats of this polish. It does get pretty much opaque in 3 coats though. The glitter definitely helps make it fully opaque because there's so much glitter packed in there. Again, it's not quite as dense as the other micro glitters that I'd showed you, like Champagne Kisses or I Heard That. This one is a little bit, it's like built to also be a topper. So yeah, that is 3 coats of Ring in the Red. So this is what Ring in the Red looks like up close. It's so pretty. I just I have to think about it when I compare it to Ruby Pumps, which is next, just to see which one I like more. I have like Smitten with Mittens, for example, which I love from OPI. It's like my favorite nail polish, and I don't need this many red glitters, so I'm going to see between Ruby Pumps and this one which one I want to keep. And then at the end of the series entirely, I am going to compare. I'm keeping Smitten with Mittens, but I'm going to compare all of my other red glitters. So this one's kind of like on the fence as well. This next color is called Ruby Pumps. Again, I am going to compare this to the polish before. I actually bought this because when Smitten with Mittens came out, I was watching one of Blair Fowler's videos, and she said that Ruby Pumps was a dupe for Smitten with Mittens, or I guess Smitten with Mittens was a dupe for Ruby Pumps, and she really loved Ruby Pumps, so I went and sought it out. Ruby Pumps is a red, it's a blue toned red base with a red micro glitter running through it. It's not a dupe for Smitten with Mittens. They're definitely different polishes. For polish fanatics, they're definitely different polishes. For people that are not super into nail polish, I mean, they have the same effect. It is a red glittery nail polish. But this one, again, I bought specifically because I thought it was a dupe for Smitten with Mittens, but realized it wasn't, but still really loved this polish. The red glitter in the red base is beautiful. So yeah, this is the first coat of Ruby Pumps. You guys can see that it's not opaque, so I am going to do multiple coats. I'm going to go in now with the second coat of Ruby Pumps, and this does get fully opaque in 2 coats. This one, as much as I love Smitten with Mittens, this one serves a different purpose for me. When I want like a red nail, I do pull this out a lot. I do get in specific moods to wear this particular polish. I think because of the red glitter and the red base duo, like I think it's just, again, it serves a different purpose for me than Smitten with Mittens, because Smitten with Mittens I just wear when I know I want something like flawless and perfect, and when I want a red nail I do wear it, but when I want something a little bit more sparkly I wear Smitten with Mittens, because the gold glass fleck in that is like, it's more twinkly. So this one I wear when I want like a red nail polish, but not something just solid red, if that makes any difference or sense to any of you guys. So yeah, that is 2 coats of Ruby Pumps. So this is what Ruby Pumps looks like up close. Ruby Pumps is probably like one of China Glaze's most famous colors. I would say with like For Audrey, Ruby Pumps, and then Flip Flop Fantasy. For me, that like epitomizes what China Glaze's top 3 colors are for pretty much everyone across the board. I am such a sucker for like red nail polish in particular, but red glitter, that the nail polish hoarder in me really wants to keep this one and Ring in the Red, even though they serve a very similar function for me. And the nail polish hoarder in me is like, they're 2 different tones, but yeah, I kind of want to keep this one just because it is so pretty. It does serve a specific function for me, and Ring in the Red is a different nail polish altogether as well. But at the same time, it's like I have too many nail polishes. So the like hardcore, like, let's get rid of things, like destasher is saying like, you don't need this. So I'm kind of on the fence on this one because it's so like popular. China Glaze is never gonna like discontinue this, so I know I'm always gonna be able to get this polish, but at the same time it's like I just don't need all of them. So yeah, I think I am going to keep this one as well as Ring in the Red because I'm such a sucker for red glitter, and evaluate over the next year, I think through holiday season, to see whether or not I really do use them. And then if I don't use them, then I am going to have to cut them out. And I am thinking, by the way, of like in December or January of 2018 going through all the polishes that I have kept, and again doing another round of this, maybe not swatching all of them, but for sure like doing a video destash session, just to see whether or not I've kept or used, or you know, all of those things. So yeah, this I am going to keep for now. This next color is the reformulated version of Pool Party. Pool Party originally was a very bright pink neon color. Sorry, just like lost my train of thought. This is obviously not neon pink. Pool Party originally came out in the Pool Party collection, which was a summer neon collection in, I want to say 2010. And it had the original Flip Flop Fantasy and the original Pool Party. And then for whatever reason, China Glaze decided to keep those colors but reformulate them. So this is now a like bright reddish coral color, which is why it's sort of in like my red and orange section. And it doesn't have a terrible formula for neons. Neons before a couple of years ago had the reputation of being sort of like the worst formula, because they're really finicky, they kind of go on patchy, but this one's not that bad. This one applies pretty smoothly. It is pretty sheer, so I am going to do multiple coats of this. I totally remember the day that I bought this. I walked into a Rite Aid and they had just introduced China Glaze into like Rite Aid stores, and I saw this and I was like, what the hell is that color? And then I realized that this was the reformulated Pool Party. So it's actually a really pretty color as a reformulation. I just wish that they had released this as a different color and kept the original Pool Party. But yeah, that is the first coat of the reformulated Pool Party. I totally started swatching without recording. So my index finger already has the second coat. So you can see it's actually opaque in 2 coats. Again, not terrible for a neon. Neons are generally easier. I think people think they're easier to apply with a white base coat underneath. I'm just always too lazy to do that. So I always just apply it straight to the nail and just do thin coats and kind of build from there. The second coat goes on okay. I would say that it does have the tendency to be a little bit uneven like neons typically are. So yeah, that is the second coat of the reformulated Pool Party. Like most neons, this one does dry down matte, so if you like a shiny top coat, then this is going to need a top coat. This one dries a little bit more orange than I feel like it looks in the bottle. In real life, it's definitely like more orange than it is like red or coral. So yeah, this is what it looks like up close. I am going to destash this one because I don't wear it very often. Even though it would make like an amazing pedicure color, I don't wear it very often. So this one is going to get destashed. This next polish is called SunWorshiper. I probably have the most neons in my China Glaze collection than I do from any other brand. SunWorshiper is a really bright, like macaroni and cheese neon orange. It's really sunny. It's really, again, like a lighter orange compared to Pool Party was. And yeah, I just feel like I have so many neons from China Glaze that I don't really wear anymore. Like, I'll tell you right now, my last video from China Glaze with all of my pinks in it is gonna have like, let me count, like 6 neons in it. So yeah, this is the first coat of SunWorshiper, very similar in formula to Pool Party was, in that it's pretty sheer in the first coat. It's not super patchy in the first coat, but you do have to build it up. So that is the first coat of SunWorshiper. I'm going to go in now with the second coat of SunWorshiper, and I have to say, going back to the whole like I own the most neons in my collection from China Glaze than from any other company, that for me China Glaze, when I first started collecting, really epitomized color. Like OPI and Essie, and I didn't really collect Zoya in the beginning, but for me, like, Zoya now is like Glass Flex, and OPI for me originally was just like the polish brand that I went to first, and if I couldn't find anything, then I'd go to other brands. And Essie was really just salon colors when I first started collecting. Like, they just had like peaches and baby pinks and reds and stuff. But for me, when I couldn't find something from OPI, particularly when I wanted something really bold or colorful or just like out of the box, that brand that I would turn to first was China Glaze. For me, I still think China Glaze does a lot of really beautiful colors, but originally it was the brand that you went to find like a bright green or a glittery orange, or like Frostbite from China Glaze is that bright blue. That's what it was for me. And the fact that I have so many neons from China Glaze kind of speaks to that trend originally for what China Glaze provided for me. So yeah, this one in the second coat, you can see it goes on pretty patchy. I am going to do a third coat. This does dry down matte, so this has dried down as I was talking. But yeah, it's just, for me, again, China Glaze was so much the bolder company compared to all the other companies that have that I've collected from. And that was before like indies came out, and before Zoya started to branch out, and OPI started to do more colors and stuff. But yeah, for me, China Glaze like originally was where I went to get something fun. It's too bad. Well, I don't know, maybe it's not too bad, but just generally most of the other polish brands have branched out, because I think particularly because indie polishes got so huge, that China Glaze is no longer, they no longer monopolize that part of like the nail polish world. But yeah, a lot of my China Glaze collection are just kind of random colors and color combos and glitters that I really don't have outside of like my indie nail polishes. In the third coat that you do see that it does get much more opaque. It is a little bit patchy still, but again, that's just neons, so it's a finicky formula, especially these earlier neon formulas. I think indie polishes were able to mess with not mess with, but like refine the formula of neons a lot better. So there are indie polishes out there that have better neon formulas, but I don't own them because I have so many China Glaze neons. So yeah, that is the third coat, the second and the third coat of SunWorshiper. So this is another polish that I just don't wear very often anymore, so I am going to destash it. The next color is called Peachy Keen. This came out in the, I think it's called Up in the Air collection, but it was a collection of all pastels that came out in the spring of 2010, and it had like literally every color pastel that you could ever want. This came out at the same time that Essie's like Van de Go came out in, so those peachy pastel colors were super popular at that point in time. And yeah, this is, again, pastels have kind of a finicky formula. They don't have the reputation of having the best formula, and like that entire collection was kind of an example of it. This is like a peach color, which I don't even know why I kept because I hate the color peach on my skin tone, but then, like nail wise. This is a peach pastel with that just typical pastel formula where it doesn't go on super smooth. It's kind of patchy, but it's easy to work with it. So this is the first coat. I'm going to go in now with the second coat of Peachy Keen, and this gets opaque in 2 coats. Just, it's not a very good looking opaque in 2 coats. So yeah, particularly with pastels, they just, I don't know, they're patchy. They're not all that great to look at. So you do want to be wary of that if you were looking for this polish or thinking of buying it. You can't manipulate it too much on the nail or else you get these little like bald spots. So yeah, that's why I said like not a good looking 2 coats, because you have to, it's like you have to be like, you have to work quick and be sure of where you're putting the brush and know exactly what you're going to do or else it won't look good. So that is 2 coats of Peachy Keen. This polish is 100% an example of a polish that I bought because it looked good on someone else and it was like a popular color and it was a fad, and I have literally not worn it since I bought it in 2010, I think. Like maybe I pulled it out once after that, but yeah, I kind of hate this color on my skin tone. I am not a fan of it. It's just, peaches in general are hard for me to like on my skin tone, but I just am not a fan of this color on me. So this one I am going to destash. I do want to say that it has changed color just a little bit. Like it's gotten a little bit less bright, but regardless, I was going to destash this anyway. So that is Peachy Keen. This next color is called Electrify. This was from the Hunger Games collection. This is a yellow and red glitter. This one I actually wore for Chinese New Year at preschool last year. Random fact, but this is a really dense glitter. It's not a micro glitter. It's definitely, they're like bigger pieces of glitter, but it's in a clear base, and the clear base isn't super thick, so you can layer it up. So generally I wear this layered up, so that's what I'm going to do for you. As you can see, the glitter pickup for the first coat is actually really good, so you don't need to layer too much to get like a fully opaque glitter nail. So that's the first coat of Electrify. I'm going to go in now with the second coat of Electrify, and this actually gets opaque in 2 coats because of the glitter pickup. You can see that it's like pretty densely glitter packed in there. So I am only going to do 2 coats because generally I only do 2 coats of this. So yeah, that's what Electrify looks like. It doesn't drag or anything on the previous like glitter base, so it's not like a terribly difficult polish to work with. It is really annoying to remove though. So that is 2 coats of Electrify. How jazzy is this nail polish? Like, look at that. This one I am going to keep. Surprisingly, I do really like it. Like, I was totally thinking I was going to destash this when I started this whole project, but I actually really like the way it looks on the nail when it's fully opaque. This is a polish that I am going to reevaluate, I think, at the end of the year just to see how much I did use it, but it's a pretty versatile nail polish. You can layer it up or just use it on its own. So yeah, I'm going to keep this one for now. First of all, when I swatch glitter, I hate that like little glitter pieces keep coming back, or like just they don't go away, and then I get glitter stuck under my nail for like a week. So yeah, don't mind the glitter. It's so hard to get rid of. The next color is called I'm Not Lying. This is a micro glitter. This is my favorite micro, or one of my favorite micro glitters, I guess. I say that like every time I swatch a micro glitter, but this is like a champagne color. Like this is the color I would assume Champagne Kisses would have been called, but anyway, this is like a champagne color, and it has some hollow bits in there as well. It's so pretty. Same formula as the other micro glitters, really easy to work with, and it gets opaque in 2 coats. So that's the first coat. I'll show you the second coat, and again, I'm pretty much going to keep this polish. So that is I'm Not Lying. I'm going to go now with the second coat of I'm Not Lying. Again, it gets opaque in 2 coats and is really easy to work with and is beautiful. So yeah, that is I Am Not Lying. So this is what I'm Not Lying looks like up close. Really, really pretty again, and this one I'm definitely going to keep. The next color is called Lemon Fizz. This was again from the Up in the Air collection. This is a really light yellow, like a lemon bar yellow pastel. It's definitely not like a buttery type of color. It's got that slight sort of citrusy feel to it. And this is, again, a typical pastel formula. Not great, sort of patchy, not the easiest to work with, but it's a pretty color. So yeah, that is the first coat of Lemon Fizz. I'm going to go now with the second coat of Lemon Fizz, and again, this gets opaque in 2 coats, but it's just not a very, it's not a very good looking opaque, you know? So yeah, that is what Lemon Fizz looks like on the second coat. It's a surprisingly opaque nail polish because I feel like yellows in general are really kind of difficult to get fully opaque in 2 coats, but yeah, that is the second coat of Lemon Fizz. So this is what Lemon Fizz looks like up close. I think I am going to destash this. I don't wear it very often. It's a really pretty color. It's just not something that I want to wear very often. So yeah, that is Lemon Fizz. So the last polish I'm going to show you guys today is called Twinkle Lights. This is a holiday color. I don't quite remember which collection it came from. And this is a combo of gold, green, and red glitters in a clear base, and this is another one that is dense enough that you can wear it on its own, so I am going to just swatch it on its own. China Glaze does some sort of like holiday glitter every year, so I tend to always look for them and end up like having so many holiday glitters from them. So yeah, I don't know why I keep buying them, but they're really pretty. So yeah, that is Twinkle Lights. I'm going to go in with the second coat of Twinkle Lights, and this does get fully opaque in 2 coats because of how much glitter is in it. It's just like Electrify in terms of like particle size and density. So yeah, that is 2 coats of Twinkle Lights. So this is what Twinkle Lights looks like up close. I am going to actually swatch all of my holiday glitters before I decide which ones I want to keep because I don't need that many holiday glitters. So yeah, that is Twinkle Lights. So these are all the polishes that I'm going to keep this round. If you guys like this video, if you could give it a thumbs up, that would totally make my day. If you guys have any other sort of video requests, I would love to do them. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you guys soon.